There's no one in the window?
I was gonna say, this makes me think of a place that it's not very similar to.
Yeah, no, you don't know why you'd be looking, but there isn't anyone in the windows.
Okay. That was from a previous campaign, by the way, Lightning.
But eventually, the bartender, true to his word, returns with a tray full of three mugs of ale that he places down in front of each of you. Well, I see some new faces. Old Torgal never forgets a face. So, who are you people? Or who are you, if I might ask?
Well, I'm Kandel. Nice to meet you.
Like how people kept bullying you because of your name, and you still pronounce it Kandel anyway.
I just make things easier on people. I'm that over it.
If you hurt yourself, they can't hurt you.
Well, we'll see. I can hurt anybody who hurts me.
I don't know. You had some trouble there.
You just wait till I get some more spells. Scorching, whatever it's called, I'm gonna do some damage. Alright. So, everybody else could introduce themselves, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm Sleyth. Just a traveler following these two. You know.
Hi, I'm Vanya.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I take it you're new here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very.
Just got off the boat, I take it. I can still smell the sea salt.
Yep. Good times, especially when the pirates attacked. That was fun.
Pirates? Well, I'm afraid I'd like to say that's a rarity, but well, you're probably going to have to get used to it if you're going to stay around here.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm always up for a bit of an adventure.
Mr. Chang in the back of the line.
Hey, he helped. Well,
no, he didn't.
He gave the impression he was he attempted to help.
Yeah.
You did burn one guy's hand. We'll take that.
No, I just made him drop the weapon.
Raz, just let it go sometimes.
Just take the compliment.
Okay.
Oh.
So now,
looking for adventure, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I am always looking to research dragons. If you have any dragons you know of, or anything else is interesting. What about what's everyone else looking for? I guess.
Do you have any problem with any local gangs?
Well, that's very upfront.
Very specific. No, we're going to leave that alone.
Things are actually quite orderly in the city. Of course, I tend not to leave this little section of town. I live right above the building. Right above my little bar here. That said, if on your referencing the dragons, I'm afraid I haven't heard any news about that. Although I imagine if you look on one of the, you'll find them on at least one of the islands. Just about anything finds its way here eventually.
Okay.
But if you're looking for adventure, you've come to the right place. Like I said, just about everything happens on these islands. If three of you ever need a place to stay, feel free to ask. We've got plenty of rooms.
All right.
And don't worry, I dealt with the lice to the best of my ability.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have business to tend to. But don't worry about this, first round's free. And he grabs his tray and heads off. There are a few other people in the bar, though, and all of them just minding their own business, eating their food, drinking their drinks, laughing at each other at assorted stories that I'm sure are just hilarious. To them, at least.
Any drinking contests going on?
None that you can see. You see plenty of people drinking, but not in a way that would suggest that they were having a contest.
Darn. All right. Okay.
Is there anyone particularly stand out in the bar?
Depends on your definition of stand out. You see plenty of people from different races and dressed in a variety of clothing. You imagine a couple of them might even be travelers like yourselves.
Do we see any groups of odd composition, different races and everything?
Weirder than us?
Or as weird?
Give me a perception check, Kandel.
Okay.
Just Kandel. That was not an invitation for the other two.
I wasn't planning to.
Just making sure.
Oh, come on! What is this bullcrap?
In terms of looking for groups of people that are as unusual as a man with horns, a little cat person, and a half-elf all armed to some capacity or another, no. You don't see anything that unusual.
Huh.
I guess we're
Tough.
special.
Luck.
Although as you scan the room, you do see a pair of people, a pair of guys. They're both armed. Heavier armor than you, bigger weapons. Just sitting off at a table.
Let's go talk to him.
Sure, why not?
Alright.
Yeah.
All right. You grab your beer, you grab your ales, and make your way over to their table. You look up. We help you.
Howdy, fellas. Mind some company?
Depends on what kind of company you're offering.
The best kind.
I think you and I have different definitions, but okay, I'll humor you.
Alright. What brings you guys here?
We're taking a break from our rounds.
Oh, rounds of what?
Boss sent us here to look for some folk.
Who are you looking for? What kind of folk?
People looking to get their hands dirty. People who don't got a problem getting their hands dirty.
Well,
I don't have a problem getting my hands dirty.
look no further. Yeah. See?
Oh, really? And, yeah, they all say that. But, most of them don't come back.
Check out all these old pirate tunics we got.
Yeah. You want one?
We know how to handle ourselves in a fight.
You can hang it up on the wall? Only
The
5?
one talking to you looks down and pats his breastplate and says, I'm fine. Thanks.
Let's see. Can I cast a spell?
What kind of spell are you going to cast?
To impress them?
No. I was just gonna do a simple little cat trip to like make some objects float around them.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do a trick. That's cool. Good idea.
So you're going to burn one of your cantrips for the day on
Wait, we
Mage
get
Hand.
There's
Yeah.
unlimited amounts of them.
Oh yeah, I forgot sorcerers get unlimited cantrips too. Okay. Yeah,
That's right.
sure.
All right. Let's say I pick up his mug with my magic.
Mug's still full, so it might be a bit, yeah, no, even full, that'd be fine. You hold out your hand and concentrate to the best of your ability as you mutter your little spell. And sure enough, you lift the mug a few inches off the table. Or I assume you put it back down.
And I
Yeah. Not being aggressive.
Okay.
Just
I'd
showing
say
off.
Oh,
I'll leave us
Got a couple-
fire. This little fire in my hands. Oh, never mind. The effect was, you said couples. We're good. Continue. Sorry.
oh got us at least one little spellcaster. He looks over to hey, Frank, when was the last spellcaster we found? That was a couple of weeks ago. What happened to him anyway? I think he got eaten.
Oh, yeah, it happens. But fortunately, we're all magic, so at least I think so. So I think we do better as a group.
You've seen everyone use magic, so yeah, you know you're all magical in some capacity or another. All right. I'm just going to put this out there. None of you have bothered asking what kind of work he's actually hiring for.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my understanding when it comes to this sort of thing, the fewer questions you ask, the better.
Yeah.
I feel like we should ask more questions.
All right.
You
So
can't
chime
really
in.
do a job if you don't know what the job is.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Go
what
for it.
Oh well, I
Just
sort
talk
of
over us.
entail?
I sort of assumed it was a legal activity, and that's why it would be
You
best.
got excited. All right.
Anyway, you guys can ask your questions about this.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, what does this job entail?
Oh, nothing much. Our boss is hiring is trying to hire up some folk to make a little expedition into the woods inland. Said he found some kind of ruin a few months ago. Unfortunately, none of his guards ever survived long enough to really do much. Keeps having to bug out before he can get anywhere, he says.
That sounds right up my alley. Where can I get in touch with this boss of yours?
You staying anywhere?
Here?
We just arrived like a few hours ago. So we don't actually have a place to stay or anything. Gotta figure that one out.
Well, I suppose I can take you to him if you're all interested.
I'm game. I don't know about you guys though.
I'm interested.
Sounds like a plan.
Right, just follow me. He gestures to his friend and tells him to resume his rounds once he's done eating. Leads you all out of the bar and down the street a ways. Eventually you make your way to it's a shop. You call it a shop at least. Somewhere between that and just a display room. In there you see exactly the kind of man you'd expect to be running this. Very scrawny, very bookish looking. Spectacles thick enough that you can't even really see his eyes in most of the lighting. Oh, can I help you?
Yeah. We heard you're looking for we heard you're looking for adventurers to go on an expedition inland to explore some ruins.
Ah, yes. More guards. Excellent. Always looking for more muscle. Yes. He rubs his hands together ecstatically. Yes, great. He holds out one of his bony hands. Matthias. Matthias is the name. Pleasure to meet you.
I reach out and shake his hand and say, "Hi, I'm Vanya."
As he makes the rounds, shaking all your hands. Great. So, out of curiosity, I don't suppose any of you are capable of are particularly skilled when it comes to self-defense.
Of course we are.
We are.
Why would we apply to be guards if we weren't?
I've asked myself that question on the last 3 attempts.
Well, we have something that probably the last 3 guys didn't have. Magic.
No, there were a few who had magic, I'm afraid. Didn't do them well.
Well, maybe weaker. Less capable magicians.
Well, we can iron out the... You're certainly eager. We can iron out the specifics. He looks to the man who brought you here. You can go. So, he pulls up a chair. So, have you been given any specifics aside from just going to a ruin?
No, that's about it.
The only thing we know is everyone who's tried going before hasn't come back, pretty much.
Most of us. Most of the guards, I'm afraid. Nasty business, that. Turns out the ruin, well, once wasn't quite as abandoned as I thought it was. A slight error on my part, I'm afraid. Regrettably, it has cost us a few lives. But they signed up for it. Speaking of, if you're going to work, I'm afraid we have to take care of the paperwork.
Of course.
Oh, you mean you'll do it?
Yeah.
Got nothing to lose.
Well, you have a few things to lose, I'd imagine, but... Yes, excellent. He goes back behind his desk and retrieves a folder. He pulls out a document. He unfolds a document. It looks just like a contract. He hands you places a quill and ink well on the table next to it. Just sign here. Sign here, and initial here as he gestures to various points on the contract.
Question: do I know how to read?
Yeah, you all know how to read. You all start unless you're playing a barbarian. You start literate in every language you have.
Okay, cool. All right. In that case, I am young, so I'll just sign the contract without reading it. So.
You take the quill and start signing in the blocks, and you note that there are a distinct lack of names in these areas. But,
Oh. Is this a contract where multiple people would only sign at the same time or something? Or?
well, actually, there are a couple of names. You imagine those are the two guys who brought you there, but...
I would like to take note of these names. What are they?
Bill and Tom. Just
Bill and Tom. No last names?
Gregory.
Brothers?
I don't know, maybe.
All right. So be it. I sign as well.
All right. None of you. All right. So, Sleyth, are you just going to sign blindly too?
I think I'd like to read it.
Oh,
All right.
Good call. I was hoping someone would do that.
Yeah, sounds like a smart idea.
All right. You take a good look at the contract, and it's mostly written in very chicken scratch handwriting. But as far as you can tell, it's mostly various. Each of the sections mostly covers liabilities, pay cuts, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Last section you're requested to initial mentions that Matthias. What's his last name?
Gregory?
No. Hang, I didn't. How did I not think of the last name for this guy? Oh,
Matthias Lionheart.
Smith. We'll call him Smith. Matthias Smith.
Bob, Jim, Smith. Got
Yes,
it.
it's a.
Yeah.
All
I had to balance off the captain somehow. Anyway, Matthias. The business and estate of Matthias Smith is not responsible for any and all injuries, including but not limited to impalement, evisceration, disembowelment, and various other forms of death.
All right.
You covered dental.
No dental, I'm afraid. Too expensive.
Oh,
Nice.
actually, one quick question: do we get to keep all the loot of everyone we might kill? Who we kill in self-defense, obviously.
He gestures to the second area you were required to initial.
I put my hand over that and say, "Let me just answer this question. Yes, we do."
You will receive a cut of any treasure we find within the ruin itself, based on the number of employees. Anything you choose to acquire under your own power, that I do not personally define as treasure, is yours.
I see.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
So once all three of you are signed, he takes the document, the contract, looks it over, folds it back, and yes, excellent. We leave in 2 days. I'd like some more time to try and find some more people.
Oh, you're going with us?
Of course, someone has to act. Someone has to have the knowledge necessary.
Well, we'll be glad to have you aboard.
Excellent. Although I should note, aside from these rather ill-fated expeditions, I'm not much of a traveler, and I can't fight to save my life, I'm afraid. Hands were made for a quill, not for a sword.
Well, we'll give you something just in case.
Here, have a pirate shirt.
He looks at the stained tunic and says, "I'm quite fine, thank you."
We can wash it.
Another time, perhaps.
Yes, well, I'll see. Do you have anywhere you're staying, so I know when to come? So I know where to find you when we're about to leave.
The inn where your men found us.
Oh, fair enough. Torgles, yes. Very well. I'll send people to get you when we're about to leave. Have a good day. He goes about to doing whatever, to just futzing about his building, his store. As the three of you. Meanwhile, with Minoru, I suppose we should actually get back to what you've been doing as you stop reclining now that things are about you again.
So anyway, the information network is comprised of animals, druids, and rangers, and I can communicate with any of my other orders as well. So I mean, I'm really just looking for any presence of Let's see, what's our symbol?
I'd assume an owl.
Well, actually, Ithrea has a couple of forms. Hold on one second. Domain symbol. There we go. Ithrea, an owl made of snowflakes or frosted glass. And these can be in either the shape of a gyrfalcon, a snowy owl, or a whale.
Okay. So you scour the city, and eventually you do you find a little stall selling. You find a little stall selling selling fish. It's a little fishmonger.
All right.
Bread cart. Just sells rolls and such. But on the desk of the cart, for lack of a better word, there's a little glass model of a whale, of a little frosted glass whale.
All right, I'm gonna sneak up behind him, and I'm just gonna hum a tune that a part of the wintry hymns that those of our order know.
As you start humming, the person at the bread seller quietly joins in the humming, carrying it on a bit even after you stop.
All right, good. I appear. Welcome, brother.
Welcome. He pauses as he looks down. No, that's certainly unusual.
I am Minoru of the Order of the Snowy Owl. Praise be to Ithrea. Do you want me to send you the link about our religion and order and stuff?
No, I feel silly not being prepared for names.
Oh, for the name of the guy.
Yeah, because I don't want just normal mundane names. Oh.
Liechtenstein. That's the last name for you.
You can call me Steve.
Steve Liechtenstein.
We're not having another Steve.
Oh, Jim. Bojangles.
Gotta wait for this thing to load.
Oh, and by the way, since his symbol is a whale, he's probably from the Order of the Singing Whale. Just letting you know.
Oh, thank you.
Since you chose the whale.
It was appropriate. Anyway. Tommen. Tommen of the Order of the Singing Whale. Pleasure to meet you.
All right,
So, how can I help you?
I just arrived here on a ship a few hours ago. Just figured I'd check in with the network. Are you aware of any of our agents in this port town?
Aside from myself, I don't think there's any other members of any of the orders in the town.
Our mother Ithrea has no presence on this island other than yourself?
We have a presence, like I said, but we're not much more established. We didn't get here much. I didn't get here much more recently than you did.
I understand.
I'm afraid this kind of thing takes time. I'm afraid. We've been at it for a few months. A few of us are here, but most of us are focused not on the network and more establishing ourselves in some other capacity, providing a foundation for the other agents.
I understand. In your mingling of the crowd, have we found that this town is in line with the mother's teachings?
Parts of it. But you can hardly blame them. I mean, I imagine few have heard of our mother.
Well, I'm sure that once more of the Order of the Singing Whale show, maybe some of those of the Order of the Gyrfalcon will show up and put those who need to be in their place.
Yes, well, I'd hope it doesn't have to come to that, but such things are out of my control, as are most things, actually.
I'll put in a word to the Order of the Snowy Owl to get some falcons sent to this island to keep you in touch with with the rest of the church.
Appreciate it. Is there anything else I can do for you? I'd ask that you make it quick. I'm looking quite odd. I imagine I look quite odd standing here talking to a small animal.
Oh, I just imagined he kept looking forward and was just like looking like he was talking to himself.
Oh, yeah, but point still stands.
Okay. Alright. Nah, I found this group of interesting people a few moments ago, so while I was on the ship, so I think I'll find them again. Something
Very
tells
well.
me it'll make my life interesting if I continue to follow them.
Very well. May the Mother guide and protect you.
And also to you. Alright. So now I'm going to use my superior animal instincts and sense of smell to track those three down.
Alright.
Now, are we? I assume at this moment we're walking out of the thing. No, wait.
That was going on parallel to your conversation with, I can't even remember his first name now. Matthias, I think was his name.
Okay.
That was parallel to your conversation with Matthias.
Okay.
So yeah, y'all are leaving the building just as he finishes that conversation.
All right.
Was Matthias the first guy or second guy?
Second guy.
Okay.
He's the actual boss.
Now, are we outside of earshot of Matthias now?
Yeah, you're on the street. You close the door behind you.
Okay. Now, I think it goes without saying we are hoarding any loot we find, right?
Naturally.
Okay. Alrighty. We'll hide
I
that.
mean, it seems to me like the only thing he's actually interested in is what can be found in the ruins, whereas I think most of the valuable stuff comes from, the corpses of the recently slain.
Okay. Good. Just to be clear.
For people who suck at fighting so much, you are awfully militant.
Hey now. We suck for now.
I don't have very much money to my name, and I have quite a few debts, so this is how I survive, okay?
Just one big one.
About to say.
Do I need to re-stealth again since I skulked off?
Yeah. And do you have some kind of check you need to make for a tracking? I can't remember. I can't think of anything.
Survival.
Alright, yeah. Give me a stealth and a survival.
As long as the DC for the scent is 10.
Alright.
Wait, maybe we should do a stealth check so we don't get followed.
Well, you have no reason to worry about that unless you've already become incredibly paranoid.
I'm following your scent. You can't stealth your scent.
Dear P.
Well, I'm bumping up the difficulty check because that's operating under the assumption I think that you're out in the wilderness. You're in a city. It's not heavily populated, but it is crowded enough. There's enough sense that could potentially throw you off. But in time, I'll get to you in a bit.
To add multiple scents, difficulty check goes up by 2. So that's a 12.
Alright.
And if you want to say it's been an hour as well, that ups it by another 2. So 14.
Alright, fine. Wasn't going to put it up much higher than that anyway. So, other one. But that's not the point. What are the three of you doing?
Going back to wait?
Yeah, just chilling.
Going back to Torrals?
Yeah.
Or Raz, you want to do something else? We could go back and you do something else.
No. I just meant we're going to be staying at the inn, but we might explore a bit of the town or something. But generally just being out and about.
Yeah.
Not like exploring wilderness or anything.
Okay.
If you guys want to go back to the inn, or to Tortles, right?
Torgal. It's a G.
Torgal.
Torgles?
Yes.
It's like a Pokemon.
Torgal.
Torkoal, but I guess. I don't know. Alright, cool. Alright.
Wasn't there a Pokemon called Tortle?
Torkoal.
I don't think there was a Pokemon. Was
Oh,
there?
I'm thinking of Squirtle.
Yeah.
And then Wartortle.
And Blastoise.
Yes.
Okay, but that doesn't sound like what we were...
I know.
Hey.
I only know the Gen 1 ones, so.
Does that turtle have cannons on its back? I see it in the wilderness. No.
Spiral, Kandel, I don't think you should be drinking.
I don't think my constitution's quite as strong as Kyrus's.
I personally know for a fact that it isn't, but that's not the point. So, again, y'all head back to the tavern, sleep, and we call it a night.
Sure.
Yeah.
That all right with our host?
Yeah, that's fine. If y'all want to call it a night, I was prepared to go on a couple more. It's only 1 o'clock.
Kyle.
Yeah, I was about to say only.
Scrubs.
I have homework.
I guess that is true. All right.
So, three of you make your way back. Minoru, you find them on the way back and follow them off to the tavern. The burly half-orc Torgal is just ecstatic to see the three of you. Welcome back, as he makes his way over to you and picks the three of you up in a bear hug. So, can I interest you in some meals, maybe a bed?
As a matter of fact, yes. We need a place to stay, and we found some work in the town, so we'll be staying here for at least two more nights. At least
Great.
2 nights.
Well, I happen to have a room that... So, do you all want your own individual rooms, or would sharing a room work?
How big are the rooms?
Yeah.
Oh, we have enough room space in each of the rooms for 3 beds. Well, I have one room sized for that, but it's a bit more expensive. If you're not quite that picky, or you're a bit more frugal but don't feel like sleeping in separate rooms, you can always sleep here in the common room.
Oh, heck yeah. How much does this
Yeah,
cost?
Although it is worth noting, it tends to get rather crowded, and not everyone is all that clean when they come in. I do my best to run a tight ship, but there's only so much you can do when you're working with sailors.
Wait, is anybody gonna try and steal stuff?
Well, that might be a concern.
Alright, I'll take a room.
Yeah, let's just all share a room.
Sounds good.
For 2 nights, if you're looking to pay up front, that'd be, for the 3 of you, biggest room, 2 nights, let's say 15 gold.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright.
Vanya's got this.
Kidding me?
No, I'm just being silly.
5
Alright.
gold from each.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
We need to kill some more pirates.
Mhm. And haggle better. Let me know the prices beforehand next time.
Alright, you hand him over your assorted coins, he takes them. Excellent. It's right down this way. He leads you over to a door off to the side of the main room and opens up, leading downstairs. Third door at the end, on the right end of the hall.
Cuckoo.
Alright.
Well, I hope you have a lovely stay and enjoy your time in my beautiful establishment. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Minoru, you do manage to squeeze your way in as everyone's not paying attention to you.
Just gonna scuttle under a bed or something.
You could try introducing
curl.
yourself.
Just curl up.
I would be thinking if I knew you were here.
Oh, by the way, it says here that creatures with the scent ability can identify familiar odors just as humans do for familiar sights. So I should be able to pick out your odor even in multiple odors.
I'm gonna put the brakes on that by saying you haven't been around them long enough for it to really. You've spent a couple weeks around them. Yeah, they're familiar enough sense, I
I was
suppose.
about to say I was in a hold with them for God knows how long.
That was with the stink.
You
we
were?
got showers now. So.
Well, not showers, but if you're looking to bathe, that's basically a basin full of warm water.
Works for me. Alright. Well, cool.
Of course, it's worth noting that also costs.
Oh, never mind.
Nah.
Yeah, forget
Oh.
it.
All of a
Salt
sudden,
water.
not so big on the showers, are we?
I'll find a river somewhere.
Yeah.
Perfectly content to smell like 2 weeks worth of sweat, sea salt, and a couple hours worth of blood. That's
It
fine.
hasn't bothered us this far, so
As long
Not
as
so
you
much.
guys don't smell any better than me, then I don't
Yeah.
care.
don't breathe too
Don't.
hard.
I don't want to be the one that smells the worst.
If it's any consolation, you also smell like all of that, but slightly charred.
Hmm.
Oh.
I see.
Hmm.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
I smell like a cat.
Anyway. Well, with that, I think we'll call it a night.
All right, cool.
All right.
Alright.
Let's see here. I'll go ahead and end it right now. So thanks for those of you who showed up, and for those watching this on my YouTube, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe. Could always use some more followers, both for my Twitch and my YouTube. And on my Twitch channel, I'll try and I try to keep a schedule up to date about when our next showings will be. So if you're curious about the next time for our role-playing thing, just check it out there. It'll be under League of Amateurs LOA. Until next time.